Jim Hendrick, you're seeing Chip Hanauer get into the Miller American, hoping to set some history today, modern history, with a 5th straight Gold Cup. George Johnson and the Oboy Alberto, Seattle-based team, heading out for Heat 1A. Scott Pierce, the Budweiser Griffin driver, farewell kiss to his wife Jan, and away he'll be going as Chip Hanauer hang out onto this 2.5-mile course on the Detroit River. And it is a cruel river at times when the gusts come up. Ron Snyder, the Hulset Miss Madison. Let's take a look at some of the drivers now. George Johnson again of the Oboy Alberto out of Seattle. Also Ron Snyder, a 2nd place finish in Miami in the Hulset Miss Madison. Scotty Pierce, 3rd place finish in Miami, his first ride in the Budweiser Griffin. And Chip Hanauer, you've already heard about it. He has a big day in front of him. And as the boats come around the Rooster Tail turn, we have only 3 boats running. The Oboy Alberto, as you saw trying to get started earlier, failed to do so, so it's on the infield. Bernie Little talking about his boat as the 3 boats now come down for the start. On the inside is the Miller American. In the middle is the Hulset Miss Madison. In the back, the Bud Griffin, the Budweiser Griffin of Bernie Little. It's a legal start as they go past the start-finish line. This is from the top of the Detroit Towers condominiums as they go into that first turn, the Belle Isle Bridge turn. There's the Oboy Alberto out in the infield, and he is done for this heat anyway. The Miller American, now keep in mind, every boat will go out at least 3 times. Will race in 3 preliminary heats before they go to the final. Rather, in a customary race, you would go out only twice, and then the final, if indeed you have enough points. 2nd place now about to be taken over by the Bud Griffin and Scotty Pierce out of Seattle, with the Miller American in control as he comes into that very, very tight Rooster Tail turn. The crew watching. Lance Morris, the team manager out of San Diego, watching Chip Hanauer come around and head down towards the start-finish line. Ron Snyder going against the Bud Griffin, and the Bud Griffin going on the outside, very close to the start-finish line. The pier here, it's a very narrow straightaway, as you see Scotty Pierce in 2nd place going into the wide first turn. This camera about 20 floors up and just adjacent to that turn by the Whittier Hotel, where there are a lot of chop, a lot of rollers, and we'll talk about those. Past the Detroit Yacht Club is Chip Hanauer on his 2nd lap. Average speed about 120 miles per hour as he heads down the main straightaway one more time. 2.5-mile course, 6 laps. Bernie Little wanting to pick up a 2nd place at least here as he wants him to give chase to Chip Hanauer, the Miller American. Ron Snyder hoping to just hold on to 3rd place, get another 225 points, and chip away at getting into that final. That is really the story here in the Gold Cup. It is a case of survival of the fittest. It's not really fast speeds in the earlier part of the day. It's a case of getting enough points, avoiding attrition, and trying to get into the final, and then the run for the gold. This man has done it successfully 4 straight years, winning his first Gold Cup in 1982 for the Atlas team, and he has won it every year since. He won it in Evansville. He won it in Tri-Cities, Washington. He won it in Seattle last year, and now he hopes to win here in Detroit. The Bud Griffin, Scotty Pierce in 2nd place, and Ron Snyder out of Madison, Indiana. Check that, the boat is out of Madison, Indiana. He is out of Piqua, Ohio. Heat 1A as they go around the wide turn, the Belle Isle Bridge turn. A lot of chop there as the Miller American comes down the main straightaway, where the chop is really severe at times when the water comes off the cement bulkhead and goes right back into the straightaway. The Bud Griffin again going into the Belle Isle turn, right in there near the Whittier Hotel. Usually 3 basic roller areas there, and they can be huge holes, as Snyder is about to head for them right now. 3 to 4 foot rollers are not uncommon on this course at all. As you see the Miller American coming down the main chute in Heat 1A. Budweiser Turbine, that boat is turning very well, cornering extremely well for Scotty Pierce. Under 7 seconds, in fact, on some of his turns, and that is outstanding for that big boat. Hulset Miss Madison, Hulset being the company that builds the turbos for this turbocharged Allison fuel injection machine that pilots Ron Snyder around. Ron did a great job in Miami with a 2nd place behind the Budweiser Turbine, who we'll see later. The Miller American, nothing but frustration in Miami. Could not even pick up a point, but now he will pick up 400 points in Heat 1A. Miller American 1 step closer to winning another Gold Cup. Chip Hanauer, 1st place, Heat 1A, 400 points. 2nd place will go to Scotty Pierce out of Seattle, Washington. 300 to the Budweiser Griffin. The boat running much, much better, and we'll see more of it today. Chip Hanauer averaging about 120 miles per hour, getting the 400 points. Budweiser Griffin 300 and the Holson Miss Madison 225. Let's go down to the winner with Jim Hendrick.
Beginning of a long day, it seems.
Yeah, we got a long ways to go, but got to start at the beginning, so.
Did you work your equipment hard in this water yet?
No, not yet. There was really no need. We just kind of got a good lead right from the start, so there was no need to abuse it. As you said, it's a long day, and I don't want to use it up in the first heat.
Heat 1B of the Budweiser Gold Cup is on deck. Detroit River, the Budweiser APBA Gold Cup. It's time to look at the drivers for Heat 1B. There are 3 of them. First of all, Todd Yarling driving the Cellular One. He is based out of Hanover, Indiana. Jim Kropfeld, winner in Miami 2 weeks ago aboard the Budweiser Turbine. And the Miss 711, the turbine-powered boat driven by Steve Reynolds. To summarize Heat 1B, the weather became worse. The water conditions very, very bad. And the winning speed was only 107 miles per hour for the 711. The Miss Cellular One failed to finish, had some engine problems, and as a matter of fact, it was a very tough time to be racing. The 711, after the frustrations in Miami, able to get a heat victory, and the Budweiser Turbine, a winner in Miami, as we said earlier, finished second place. So the points went like this. The 711 with 400 points, the Budweiser Turbine with 300, and the Cellular One. DNF did not finish. We'll return with Heat 2A right after this.